Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Living Life at Life View. I am your host, Dr. Veronica Garcia, and today we are joined by a student, Tyrell Simmons. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm really good. Thank you for asking.
Awesome.
Tyrell, what program are you in at the university, and where are you at within graduation?
So this is my senior year and closing out the exercise science program. I'm super excited for what the future holds.
That's really exciting. When do you graduate again?
March of 2024.
Ooh. And I was just telling him that I'm completely biased to that being the best and most perfect graduation time because that's when I graduated.
Right.
So I love that. And Tyrell, why exercise science?
So I've always been interested in human performance. As young as I can remember, I've always thought that athletics was something that was just mesmerizing. And as far as me deciding that I wanted to pursue a career in that field, it actually came from an injury that I had in high school. Essentially, I had a high ankle sprain. Everybody's sprained their ankle before, but a lot of people don't recognize how serious of an injury that is.
Yep.
And what ended up happening is I developed something called osteochondritis dissecans.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of words, a lot of syllables. And essentially, it's an instance where the cartilage breaks off inside of the joint, and I had to get surgery in order to get my ankle, back to where normal, essentially. And when I was going into surgery, the doctors were like, "You're probably not going to wrestle after this surgery again." I mean, I was a big runner, big wrestler, for a long time before. So it was like a big blow.
Yeah.
And once I started to go into the recovery process after surgery, I was like, it's pretty interesting to know how the body heals and how, from the outside you can facilitate that healing process.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into exercise science, essentially.
That's awesome. Yeah. By a personal experience, which makes you even more empathetic with the population that you're going to be serving and the way that you're going to be serving in the profession. That's amazing.
Yep.
All right. So you're about to graduate. I heard you're a wrestler. Did you wrestle at the university?
Yes, I wrestle here. Correct.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit more about that journey. How did you having a high ankle sprain, having osteochondritis dissecans, having a surgery, and getting back into it?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
It was a very tough process. I wasn't even certain I would be able to wrestle in college. Like I said, the doctors didn't think that I was going to make a return. So it was a very long recovery process. And then the pandemic hit, and I had a couple of scholarship opportunities from schools in the Midwest, in like Nebraska, but I didn't want to live out there. I wanted to be close to family and close to home. And I had already known about Life University. So I got in contact with the head coach, Coach Omi Acosta. And essentially, I just told them I'm a hard worker. I have very solid grades. I did not have a senior campaign, but I can guarantee you that I will come to your program and be a hard worker. And he was sold. He brought me on, and that's essentially how I, signed to Life University as a wrestler.
Wow, I just got goosebumps because you literally wrote your journey. You're literally writing your future by just sending an email. That's extraordinary, and that's a very bold move. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Not many people they didn't even reach out to me or had a year off and whatnot, and that can definitely hold us back from all the greatness that you've already accomplished. So talk to me about your journey as a wrestler through the first few years.
So coming in, it was very difficult, but it was not something I had not mentally prepared for.
Okay.
Our program has grown a lot over the years, and I feel like that journey coming in as a freshman, seeing the maturity of my teammates, but not only my teammates, but my coach as well. We've all grown so much to become almost like a powerhouse of a program in the country. I try not to look at the rankings, but we're ranked pretty high right now.
Look at him.
So essentially, I came in, it was tough. We had lots of difficult workouts, a lot of tough conditioning. And I feel like this program has, and when I say this program, I mean the wrestling program has, molded me into a refined individual who can, take on difficult circumstances. I mean, I feel like I was pretty tough when I was in high school, and I was, ready for adversity. I had a good amount of tenacity back then, but the amount that I've had to dig deep to become a better version of myself here was absolutely life-changing. from my freshman year to now, I feel like I'm an entirely different person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's beautiful. That means that the program did something right.
Right. Right.
Because as a fellow student athlete, a collegiate athlete, that there is this beautiful growth process. You come in from an experience in high school, and not saying that the experience was wrong or bad, but it's a completely different experience that you're now shaping and building yourself. But also being a collegiate athlete means that you're at the same time shaping and building yourself as a professional.
True. Very
right.
Very
so talk to me now about what are the next steps as a professional when you graduate on March of next year.
Right. So I know a lot of people struggle to find application of what they studied throughout college. And that was something that I was very concerned with when I, began my journey as a college student. How will I take this material that I learned here and apply it in the real world?
Yeah.
So I actually currently work at Stretch Lab, which is essentially, right?
Yeah.
You've heard of it?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. So it's essentially a company that, it stands for like athletic optimization, injury rehabilitation.
Yeah.
And it's a very solid job to have, and it applies directly to exercise science.
Yes.
Even right now, I find myself, I'll be in class early in the day and I'll have work later that day. And things that I was talking about in class, I'll be applying to clients that same day. So it's
amazing.
Yeah, right.
That's a unique opportunity. Congratulations for taking that step.
Thank you so much. It sometimes it doesn't even feel real because it's like I said, I'll be in the classroom and we're having these discussions about theoretical circumstances with certain athletes or certain patients even. And then I leave the classroom, go to work, and I'm dealing with someone who's battling sciatica pain or something like that. And it's amazing to instantly apply my knowledge. So that's what it is right now. After I graduate, I will be pursuing my master's degree in athletic training.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And from there, I may still, continue my work at Stretch Lab, but the ultimate goal is to be an athletic trainer for a collegiate athletic program.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful goal. That's awesome. And you're already taking the steps to do it. You're building your resume, you're building your cover letter so that it definitely when you send that next bold email,
right?
Hi, I want to be part of your team. Now it's a part of the team, not just as a performer, but as a provider.
Right.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
That's really awesome for you. I'm really excited for everything that the future holds.
Thank you.
All right. What are some of the, I guess, golden nuggets that you've learned from being a collegiate athlete that you think and are going to serve you for your professional life?
Great question. So athletic training is one of those fields that has a very high turnover rate. A lot of people, they get burnt out when they are in that field, and it's undeniably tough. I mean, right now I shadow in the athletic care clinic, and that's one of the things I'm constantly talking to them about. How can you mitigate the stress and better manage your time and essentially create longevity for yourself in this career? Yeah. I feel like the difficulty that I've faced as an athlete and as a wrestler specifically have prepared me to, have that resilience to come in day after day, right? And do something that I'm passionate about despite how difficult it is.
Yeah.
Wrestling, I like to say, is like an unrequited lover. Essentially, you'll have so many people who go throughout their entire wrestling journey and they won't have a ton of success to show for it. There's not a ton of glory in the sport of wrestling.
Right.
But what keeps people going, the reason why people pass this sport down through generations is the person that you become from it. You aren't just, lacing up some shoes and stepping on a mat and trying to hurt somebody. You have to find what it is that will keep you going when you don't want to go anymore. Right. And learning that from wrestling, I feel like will carry me throughout athletic training. It will carry me throughout those difficulties that I'm definitely going to face within that career. So I feel like knowing that you can dig deep and how to dig deep to keep going when you don't feel like it is one thing I've learned from wrestling that will definitely carry over into my next endeavors in life. I
could definitely agree. That's a beautiful, beautiful piece of knowledge that not very people get to learn early on. And and speaking from a person that is in healthcare, there's that resiliency piece of when you see that person, when you see your patient, when you see your practice member come into the practice, to also give them your all without giving them your all, to create those boundaries, to create that resiliency, but also to pour into yourself so that you can continue to pour. And so it's nice that you already have that understanding.
Right.
That definitely puts you ahead of the game. So heck yeah, absolutely. So tell me, take me through, what does your day look like as a collegiate athlete at the university, a full-time student, as well as you're a full-time student probably searching for programs and applying to programs for masters.
Right.
Talk to me about your day.
So it depends on the time of year. I mean, right now it's off season, but that doesn't mean the schedule isn't still pretty busy.
Yeah.
Essentially, like a Tuesday, I wake up, I have class at 9 a.m. Right after class, 9 to 11, I'm in the athletic care clinic 11 to 1. I have class at 1. And then I get out of class at 3, work at 4, work from 4 to 8. And that's essentially the whole day.
Wow.
Right? Now, that doesn't account for me doing my own workouts that have to get done because, you know, as a wrestler, you kind of have to be in shape almost year round.
Yeah.
So essentially on those loaded days, like my Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have to either wake up earlier than that first class, whether that be 6 a.m. or some other time, to get a solid workout in. And I pride myself on never cutting corners when it comes to that, because I'm a very anxious competitor. I get really anxious about any type of test or measure of ability. And I find confidence in not cutting those corners and going into the workout and getting everything done, as opposed to, I don't have a lot of time today, I'm going to cut this off. So I have pretty loaded days.
A lot of discipline.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed.
A lot of discipline. That's awesome. Well, I'm really excited for what the future holds. I applaud you for the work that you've done and the work that is being done and the work that is about to be done, because you're definitely an example to follow. I'm really excited for people to hear your voice and hear your story. So if you hear him, share it. That's amazing. How can people contact you, if any way, if they have questions about becoming a collegiate athlete or anything of that nature?
I'm not super active on social media, especially when the competitive season is approaching. But I do have my email address. My student email is a very solid form of contact. I check my email like 3-4 times a day.
That's awesome.
Should I say it out loud? Or?
You're good.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. No, you don't worry about it. But if anybody does have any questions and want to contact him specifically, just go ahead and send us an email and we'll get permission from both ends to get you guys connected.
Perfect.
Sounds good? Yep. I like it. Well, thank you for spending some time of your really busy schedule with us. I'm really excited for what the future holds. If you ever need anything, we're here to help you, and we're here to help you guide and continue becoming the amazing professional that you are going to be.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a beautiful day, guys. This is another episode of Living Life at LifeView.